Yeah, welcome to Monblue Prep. So this Monblue Prep is a preparatory track of Monblue, which helps you in improving your problem-solving skills, wherein it will be easy for you to score 2600 points in Hacker Rank. So we are starting today beginner level JavaScript sessions. So these sessions will help you out in improving your problem-solving skills. So we'll be taking up concepts as well as a few problems, strategies that are used in problem solving. So let me share my screen. So in today's session, so I'll be taking up the basic concepts of data types in JavaScript and how to declare variables. Like basically any program that you are writing in any programming language that you are using. So any program that you write has some input, isn't it? That is nothing but data. Then you are going to process that one and generate the desired output. So whatever output we want, that we are going to generate it. So in a program, when you are required to handle input and store the data, okay, so you need data types. So what kind of value that we are handling in a program? If you take any programming language, that concept is same. So here, like basically the data type indicates the type of value that can be held in the memory of a computer. What type of value you are going to have in the memory of a computer that is indicated with the data type. Fine. So in a program, when we are holding the value exactly, the data type will allow us to perform the kind of operation that we want to perform, like based on the value that we are handling. If you take suppose integer numbers we are handling. So when we are handling numbers, what does that mean? That you are going to add, you can perform the addition, you can use the relational operators, you can use the arithmetic operators on that one, increment operators. These are the operations that we can perform on numbers, isn't it? So generally, if we are talking when we are talking about scalar values like primitive types, like in JavaScript also, the data types can be classified into what? Primitive, isn't it? And second one is instead of what you call user defined, we can just call it as everything else is what? Object in JavaScript. Everything is object. Fine. No, what are the primitives that we have in the JavaScript is first one is what? Number, isn't it? Next one is talk about what? String. These are the basic types. Third one is what? Null. Fourth one is undefined. One is Boolean. So those are primitives that we have in the JavaScript. And more specifically, like JavaScript is called dynamic in nature, isn't it? So it is loosely typed programming language. Like some of you may be having the idea of C language. I will take an example from C. If you're declaring a variable like this, int n. So here n is a variable of type int. Strictly, you can only store numbers. You cannot assign or store string or any other value. But whereas JavaScript is what? Dynamic, isn't it? So what do you mean by dynamic in nature? How it works dynamically? I'll explain you that in today's session. Good. And before going to that, let me briefly give an idea of a variable. So what is a variable, guys? Yeah, you can text me in the chat, guys. If you have any queries and any, it's basically not just me telling everything, so you can interact. So why do you need a variable actually? When do you need a variable? Why? Yeah, can text me in the chat, guys. To tell the type, okay, good. Uh, Anyone else? What is a variable actually? Why do we need a variable? When do we need a variable? These are basic stuff that we are going to cover. Space and memory to store a type of value. Good. Ishwant. Good. Fine. The data type indicates that one. So whenever we want to refer, it's a variable is basically an identifier that is used to refer a value in the memory. So where do you store the value? Suppose if I tell 40, isn't it? So you are storing the memory. So if after 1 hour, if I ask you what was the value I have said, you will say that it's 40. So it's there in your memory, isn't it? So in a program, if you are handling during the execution of a program, whenever you are required to hold certain value, good. Satish Reddy is right to store the data which in the form of string. Good. Indicate the type of value. Rohan is right. Yeah, guys. So just everything is right. Whatever you have answered is right. So what I will say is that it's an identifier. Basically, when I say Rohan is an identifier, it refers to some person, isn't it? When I say Satish, it's an identifier for that person that refers to a particular person. In the same way, during a program, suppose if I tell you that it is for 10, it's a number, isn't it? Now, suppose I want to refer to that next time. So what we need is a variable. So a variable is basically an identifier used to refer to a value held in the memory. Good. So whatever value we are having in the memory of a computer, if you want to refer to that, for that we need a variable. And that value we are going to manipulate during the, like suppose just I need 10 and it is not required further. Just no need of a variable. I can you store that and just forget about that one. But that value has to be manipulated again and again in the program in the further. Then for that we need a variable. So how do we declare variable in JavaScript means? So there are three ways. Like first one is using the keyword var. Then second one is using the keyword let, and third one is using const. So these are the three ways you can declare a variable. Yeah, const is a constant actually. Like coming from that, there is a constant. No, fine. You can just have it like this. So how do we declare a variable? Means the keyword var is there. So keyword var is used to specify that you are declaring a variable. Var then followed by that can just give the name of the variable. And suppose I'm giving the variable name as what cost, isn't it? So it's any identifier name, like it should not have spaces, it should not be a number. The same rules of apply that you cannot declare a variable like this var 10. It's invalid. Why? Because it cannot be a number. Variable name cannot be a number. Now, whenever we are declaring a variable, let me comment this one so that we can run this. So when you're declaring a variable and not assign any value, you can see here what is the console.log. You can just see the output print and see check that one. So what is the output we are getting here? When you're doing console.log, isn't it? You got the value as undefined. Is that clear? Fine. So like in C or C++, we talk about garbage value. If you declare a variable and do not assign any value, we have a garbage value, but it's not like that. So what does that undefined specify here? That you have declared a variable, but you did not assign any value for that one. That is indicated with the data type here, primitive type undefined. What is that? We'll discuss. So that is one way you can declare. So what var does is that, suppose you have declared var and you have stored some value. Okay. Then cost is equals to 10. Okay, I have just assigned the value using the assignment operator that is equals to. Then now you can see how you're getting the value of that as what 10. Good. So what does var does means you can declare a variable using var. You can assign a value. You can change its value also. Like when I have assigned an initial value, I can just change during the course of the program. Like later on, suppose I want to make some modifications, plus, you can change it. Good. That is how var will work. Now in the same way, we have the keyword let. Using that let also we can declare a variable. Good. It is same, just like var. Can you see here? So then what is the difference between var and let? So what is the difference when we declare a variable with var, and what is the difference when we declare? So a variable declared of type let can be only changed, can be modified. Its value can change, just like var, isn't it? But we cannot redeclare the variable. Like suppose if I again redeclare cost like this, we'll get an error. Isn't it? Syntax error. Cost has already been declared. But the same thing, suppose if I do it using var, a variable can be redeclared. The same variable can be redeclared. So why it is used, I'll tell you that one. You can see here, in this case, it is allowing us, isn't it? So that is the main difference between var and let. Good. And there is something called a scope also. There's a difference with respect to scope. The scope of a var is global, whereas the scope of let is local. That is confined to the block in which it has been declared. Yeah, I'll just discuss that at the end of the session. Good. So var variable can be declared, assign the value, change the value, and redeclared. Let variable cannot be redeclared. That is the main difference. Now, what is const here? Const, because we are giving max, then I'm assigning the value. The variable of type const is a constant. It will remain the same during the course of the program. It can be declared only once. It cannot be modified, isn't it? Or it cannot be redeclared also. You can just see here. You can just, wherever you are using max, you will get the value as 10. Good. Fine. So this is how you can just declare a constant. If you try to change the constant, now constant must be assigned value compulsory at the place of declaration. You cannot just change it. If you try to change, you'll get an error here. You cannot change that constant. Good. You are getting an error here. Why? Because constant cannot be changed. So it can only be assigned value at the place of declaration. Good. So this is how you can just use var, let, and const. Now let's come to the concept of data types. Yeah. Good. Now when we are declaring a variable, like suppose var, just now you have seen here, suppose I'm declaring one variable as n, you do not assign any value. Good. So what is the value it is having is by default is what? Undefined. So what does undefined means? You have declared a variable, but you did not assign any value. So in that case, JavaScript is going to identify it with what? Undefined. Good. So suppose if you see here, n is equals to n plus 10. Let's check what we are getting here. See here, you cannot add. Undefined means there was no value. You are trying to add 10 to that one. So you are getting the, what you call, value as what? Not a number. So it goes to show that when you have undefined and you try to add and you try to perform some other operation, you're getting an error. Yeah, we can just change its value. Suppose later on we have the value and we have assigned it. So that value is applicable here. So that is how undefined works. You can check here, like we have declared a variable and did not assign the value. This type of will give the what is the data type of a particular identifier or variable. You can see a data type of this is what? Undefined. Yeah. If any queries are there, guys, just text me in the chat. At the last 10 minutes, we'll just discuss that as well. Okay. Fine, guys. If anyone is completely new and you do not have any idea of programming before this one, I suggest you just connect with me directly on the Discord. I'll help you out with that one. Good. Yeah, if anyone is completely a beginner, okay, that also what you need to follow, that I'll tell you at the end of the session. Just now you can just listen to these concepts. It will just connect to you at some point. Okay. So priorly you are not having any programming language idea. Okay, it will help you out. So these are all basic beginner level sessions. So type of will indicate the what is the data type of the variable n. So that is what? Undefined. Is that okay? So data types. So what are the data types that we are having in JavaScript is this. First one, let's talk about what? Number. Now, suppose if I assign the value, n is assigned the value as 10. So what does that indicate here now? It is of type what? Number. So what is number? When we are assigning a value, based on the value assigned, it is automatically determining that it is of type numeric. So the data type that has been given as what? Number. So that is what we mean by dynamic. JavaScript is dynamic in nature. So based on the value that we have assigned, no, it has automatically adjusted to the type what? Number. Good. Fine. Now, what are the operations you can perform on numbers? Yeah, like suppose if you are giving decimal values like so 4.5, yeah, it's also a what number, you can check it out. Decimal values also you can just store, having the integer part as well as the fractional part, then such things also you can just store it using number. So for all the things like it is number, like C or C++, you have int, float, double, like that, and Java also. But here it does not indicate separately. So based on the value that you have directly, it will automatically adjust to what type number. Fine. Now suppose next thing is like on numbers you can perform arithmetic operators like you can add, you can compare, you can use relational operators. All things you can perform on the numbers. That will take up an example later on. And let's come to what string. Next type is what string. So what do you mean by a string actually? What is a string actually? The string is collection or group of characters. The one type of data that we are required to process in our programming languages or in our day-to-day life is what numbers. We deal with numbers, like it can be a roll number, salary of a person, account balance, amount withdrawn. Like that, you need to process the number. So that case, you are going to have it as type what number. The next thing that we are going to handle is what string. So what is a string here? A string in JavaScript is anything that is enclosed within the double quotes is a string. Suppose if I'm giving Mount Blue, it's a string. It can be double quotes or in single quotes also, or in backticks also. It's a string in the JavaScript. Okay. Now just check here, guys. When I've assigned string, what is the data type we got here? String data. String down to load. Type of n. So in this case, we have assigned the value as string. So automatically the data type that we got for n is what? String. Is that clear? A string is anything that is enclosed within the double quotes is called as a string. Now here you are getting this one. Now of type string. Suppose if I give here on 100, is it a number or a string? It's a string, isn't it? Why? Because that is anything that is enclosed in the form of double quotes is a string. Anything that is enclosed in the form of double quotes is a string. Yes, a number represented in the form of a string. In a string, you can have blank spaces also. Yeah, this is computer. Okay, and you can have the special characters also at the rate. These all things are equally supported. Good, fine. So number will take how many bytes? I forgot to tell you this, guys. It will take how many bytes of memory generally? It takes how many bytes of memory? 4 bytes, guys. It will take 4 bytes of memory to represent a number in the memory of your computer. It needs. Hello, guys. Can you see my screen? There's a can you see my screen, everyone? Just text me in the chat. Yeah, fine. Okay, okay, fine. Fine. So in this case, you can see how you are having a string that is enclosed within this double quotes, isn't it? So how much memory it will take, that also we'll discuss. Type of this one, and I can just display that console.log of n. We are getting the string here. Good. Now, what is the memory of this one? Suppose if I have in n, if I have computer. So what is the memory of a string actually? The memory of a string is what here? For each character, it will take 2 bytes. For each character, it will take 2 bytes. How many characters are there in this one? There are 8 characters. 8 into 2, it is how many bytes? 16 bytes of memory in this case, isn't it? So 2 bytes for each character, isn't it? So that way you are going to use string. So we'll have a separate discussion on strings in the next sessions to come. We'll have that one. So in there I'll be explaining in detail about string handling and how you can use the string handling function that will come up in next sessions that we are going to have in this week. Okay, fine. So you can see a type of n. Yeah, guys, there's no keyword that I have indicated to declare that it is string. So in the right hand side, what is the value that we have assigned? Here is what string. So automatically it has taken the data type as what string. Good, fine. Now next thing is what null. So what is null? So null and undefined look similar, but they are different, slightly different. So null is a no value. Sorry, undefined is no. When you do not have a value, you are specifying that you have not assigned any value to that variable, isn't it? Whereas still null is an value. What does that indicate is what is of type what object, guys. Good. So what it is, let's see how it refers. Let's see, n is equals to n plus 4. So still we are able to add. So null is not 0, but non-presence of a value we can indicate with what null. So null plus 4 has given us what value as what 4, but undefined plus any value has given it was not a number. We can just perform that operation. We can compare that value if is equals to null, isn't it? So that is actually nearing to 0, but it's not 0 actually. Good. So that is how you can use what null. And undefined just now we have seen, and let's come to this one. So boolean takes only how many values it takes, either true or false, isn't it? And it takes how many bytes of memory? 4 bytes. Is how many bytes of memory is 4. Suppose you have a value to be indicated like is present in the class. I want to indicate with what true. Now I can check here, guys. Console.log type of this one is what? Yeah, is present and is not there. Variable name is present. So that will give you what it has what boolean. Yeah, these are the basic primitive types which are used to handle the scalar values. Good. And let's talk about object. And guys, you have also seen that one, how JavaScript is dynamic in nature. Like suppose is present is equal to true, I have assigned. Later on, suppose to the same variable, if I assign is equals to, okay, just let's see that one. Now just see why JavaScript is dynamic. Here it got type of as boolean, and I have assigned a string here. So in this case, you got the value as what string. Good. So based on the value, it will automatically adjust. Yeah, so there is something more to this one in depth. I'll just cover that by the end of session. Good. And these are used to store primitive types, are used to represent the scalar values. And we have something called as object. So what is object here? In object type, we have array, and you have a function, and purely an object also. So how to create that object also we'll see, guys. So what do you mean by an array actually? What is an array? So whenever you want to represent one name, like take the example, I want to store the name of one student, var name. So how many variables I need is one variable is enough. Okay, so one variable, that is what Sachin is enough. Now there are like suppose 100 students. I want to store 100 student names. How many variables do I need here? I need 100 variables. Isn't it? So what will happen here? If you want to store 100 names, so how many variables do I need? 100 variables. Generally, as far as the concept, one variable we can store one name. 100 names I want to represent. Then how you are going to use that one? Yeah, guys, you can just text me your concerns in the chat. I'll just address that at the end of the session. 100 variables are required, but 100 variables it is difficult to manage, isn't it? Like you cannot declare like that where name one, name two, like this name one for second name, then name two, isn't it? So it becomes difficult. So all are of type what relate to what we are using them to represent. Yeah, good. So we are using them to represent what names. So good. For that we can use array. So wherever you want to store a group of elements, group of values, list of values to be organized that are referred with a common name, isn't it? And they are they have some similarity in them. They may be related to some single entity. For that we use an array. In detail, we are going to have one complete session on arrays in the next sessions to come in this week, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But right now, how array is an object type that I'm going to cover here. Yeah. So how do we declare an array in JavaScript means? Fine. Where the keyword, then suppose let us take name is names here. Then suppose I'm storing the name. So using the square bracket. Here simply that is square bracket indicates that it's what? An array. It's an empty array now, isn't it? Now suppose you want to store the values, you can just store it. Suppose I'm storing Sachin first name, isn't it? Santu, Ramesh, like that, isn't it? These are the names that we are storing. Now just check these guys. So data type, what is the data type of this? Let's see. Type of names. We got it as what? Object. Got it. Did not give us that it's an array, but it's an object type. So we can perform the operations on the why it is object type. Everything in JavaScript is object. Okay, I'll just give you one more thing also. Console.log names dot instance of yeah, there's no need of semicolon, but instance of the array. It's optional in JavaScript like C, C++. Let me check, guys. Instance of will just give us okay names dot instance of. Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, instance of this one good. So instance of will basically, yeah, there is an object called as what you call array. So that will give you the instance of that one, whether it is instance of that object, isn't it? Like data type has given at us. So what did data type give us? What instance of operator will give us that one? So is it whether it is an object is an instance of that object? So their array is capital. So JavaScript provides us with what? It's not working here. Instance of is right. Okay. Yeah, fine. So JavaScript is purely case sensitive. Instance of should work. Yeah, no capital there. I've given it capital. You can see it's true. Yeah, you can see if it's an array or not. You can just check it, guys. So we have an object here. Whether it is an array or not, we want to check for that one. So for that, you can use the instance of operator and check. So what is instance of? So if it is based on the object array, so there's an array object also. What is that? I'll just tell you. So names space instance of that one. Good. It has given true. So it is an instance of what? Array. Like how you are going to store the elements in an array, how you are going to process that, how you are going to push the element, delete the element, shift, unshift. These all things we'll just see in the next session, or that we are going to have on the arrays. Good. Fine. Mhm. So that is how you can just create an array and refer it. Good. Yeah. Let's. It can be an array of any type. You can declare it using let or where. That doesn't matter. Yeah. It can be an array of what integers 10, comma 20, comma 30, and you can just say a marks, isn't it? You can just check here. It can be of any type. And JavaScript arrays need not to be of same type. It can have values of different types also. Like suppose I'm giving computer. Then also you will not get an error. Yeah. Okay, it can be of what different types as well. Yeah, guys. So it's an object type now. You can see here. Why it's an object type? It's an array. Is it an of type array? It's true. Good. So that is how you can just create that. Let's come to this one now. Now, next one is about the function. So, like, what is the function here? Yeah, the function is a named block of statement that performs specific task whenever it is executed. So, how we can create a function in JavaScript using the keyword function? Yeah, then just I'm giving you function name as display. Then just will do a console.log welcome. Good. Now let's check here, guys. Type of function name is what is the name of function here? Display. It's a user defined function that we are creating. So in JavaScript, like you give here a function using the keyword function. Then if you are having any arguments or parameters, you can specify here name. Good. Then you can just check here type of display means it has given it as a type what function. So how like in JavaScript a function is of type what object actually. It's also a data type. So it is giving us type of display means it's a function. Good. So how you are going to execute the call the function is differently. Yeah, the function name you are having here display of function like value you are giving. Isn't it? It is executed actually. Good. So the type of value that is indicated with what display is right. Good. Good. It's a function type. And the last thing, the last type is object. So how do we create an object here? So an object in JavaScript is just like we talk about when you are going to have data to be dealt with different structures, and we are going to create our own types according to our requirements. So an object is collection of properties which where each property has a key and a value. Good. So how do we declare that one? Suppose I want to have a structure, sorry, object called as student. So how do you going to create an object means just you are going to enclose that within the curly braces. So I want to give the key is what name here. Value for that is what Raj. So this is the key and this is the value that is associated with that object. Good. And next I have what you call name, then codes. Then I'm giving JavaScript. The next value is separated with comma. So what you can do here is what next you can have anything. Let's talk about fee, isn't it? You can have numbers instead of fee. You can have what number, mobile number. Good. So like that you can represent. So you can just check here type of student. So how you are going to process and declare objects that will take up in next session. Maybe we have a session on that one. So it is of type what? Object here. Good. So how we can create objects, our own objects according to our requirement. There does not exist a student object. We are just creating, isn't it? So that way we can create objects in JavaScript. Yeah, these are basic things. So what is the memory of these guys? So memory of these is based on the values. Suppose if you take array has how many values, integer, string, the memory of that will be the memory of the combination of all individual values will be the memory of that. An array or object or function based on the statements that you are writing will be having that. And apart from this one, good. So we are having some predefined objects to deal with data also, like we've seen array. In the same way, we have number, n capital, number is there. So these are the objects, predefined objects available for us. Okay, so we have number here. Good. For dealing with numbers, then string s is capital. So that provides us with what lot of functions that we can use to perform the operations. Then we have what you call array is there. Then there is math. Then there is date, capital D. Then there is boolean, B capital, isn't it? There's an object of type boolean. Yeah, there is function f is capital in this one. The function object is there. Yeah, we can use that to check for that one. And there is something called as regular expressions to deal with the regular expression, that is more strings, isn't it? So these are the objects that are readily available for us in JavaScript, which give us just this, with the number of helper functions that we can use to perform the operation. Guys, how does this work? Let's see here. Just now we have seen here. Suppose if I declare a variable n and assign the value 10, isn't it? So type of n, what we got here? Type of n, what we got here actually? It is what type? Number. Good. Now, if you check console.log n instance of number, n capital. Let's check if n is an instance of number. Okay, it's what false, isn't it? We are getting it as what false, guys. Replicate that one. It is not the instant. It's not an object, isn't it? For array, it was true, isn't it? Like if I declare var name is equals to Raj, and check here as well. Console.log name instance of string. Why? Because in this case, name is not an object. It is of type what? String, isn't it? Fine. For array, we got that value as true. Yeah, like for array colors, if we take is equals to red, green, isn't it? Just check here. Console.log type of colors. So what we would get here is what? Array, isn't it? So it's nothing but an object. Sorry, array is of type object. Now, what object it is of type means you can just check here. Colors instance of what array? Is it an instance of array? Means it will get it as what? True. Okay, you got the value here. It as what? True. But these are of based on what primitive types, isn't it? Fine. Which are on primitive types? Like you can take here number. On this one is not an object. Got it. So that's why we got here false instance of number. So how to create, like number has got number of functions that we can use that we'll discuss in next sessions to come. Number object. So how does that work actually? How does that work actually? Let's see that one also. Now, whenever we declare a variable here, where some variable m is equals to 10. It is of type what? Number, isn't it? It is of type number. Now I can add two numbers, console.log what you call m plus 5. You will get, it's a basic arithmetic operation you are performing, isn't it? Now if I want to use that m and perform any operation like number functions, isn't it? So what we are going to do here is this. Struct. Yeah, let's take up that. One function, we'll just take up from that one. You can see like this things you can just apply on that one. Number dot parts in parts float. So these things you are getting from what? Number. You can just check it out. We are applying on that one, isn't it? Now like the number, so whenever we are applying this one on the object m, so m, good, got some of the, in the chat like you can ask the questions related to the session. So any other issues are there, you can just direct me message me on Discord, guys. Fine. So in the session, you can just ask me anything about the coding and the session that we are having right now. So what will happen basically is that m is of type number. So number will be converted to object type number here, isn't it? And we can apply on that one. And again, suppose if I perform m is equals to m plus 5. So on object, we cannot perform addition. But on basic data type of numeric value number, we can just perform any operation like add, you can use operators. So JavaScript will automatically shift from object type to basic primitive type and primitive type to object type. That is the dynamic nature of JavaScript. Good. These are the basic things related to how you're going to declare and handle the values in a program. And then second thing is everything is in JavaScript is what of type, not everything. So object types are of type reference type, isn't it? So what do you mean by reference type? Suppose if you declare a variable n and assign the value of 10, console.log, what would happen here? It will give us the value 10. Now suppose if I assign the value, yeah, where m is assigned the value as n, console.log, so what will be the value of m here? It will be what here? 10. Now suppose if I make any changes like n is equals to n plus 5, so that does that reflect on the m? No. Why? Because m is having different memory. Guys, you can just check here. Why? Because m is having different memory. N is stored in the memory. It is having its own memory location. In the memory, the value stored is what here? 10. Isn't it? So whenever you are declaring m, it is allocated different memory. Isn't it? It is also assigned the value of n, but it is what? 10. Good. So though both will refer to different values. Now when I have assigned n is equal to n plus 5, this would only change this value and it would make what? 15. So every variable has its own value, its own memory. It is basically of type what value, just like earlier C or C++ call by value we refer now, in the same way it will be. Now when we talk about objects, okay, they are of type what, call by, they are of type of reference, not call by, sorry, it's of type reference. So how we have that one, let's see here. Now whenever we declare a variable where array is there, some array with some values 10, 20 and 30, and if I assign where list is equals to array, it is of type reference type. So what do you mean by reference type here? Like in the see here console.log list, you're getting the values displayed. Good. Now suppose if I use an array and perform any operations for where I is equals to 0 semicolon I less than array dot length, then I plus plus, let's, so array of I, yeah, let's double these values into is equals to 2. Now check here guys, so what is the output that we are getting here? In this case we are getting list. We are getting the values double. I did not perform the changes using list. What I have done on the array, isn't it? So why we are getting it is of type 20, 40 and 60, means by default it is of type reference type. So what do you mean by reference type? Only one copy of that object is created in the memory, isn't it? And any and all other things will refer to that one, isn't it? It is same for the object type as well as for the functions also. Let me just refer to that. Good. So what will happen here when we are declaring this one? It will be only creating one copy, isn't it, for this array with the values 10, isn't it? They are stored in the memory, isn't it? Sorry for that. 10, 20, and 30. So here you have 10, isn't it, in the memory, and next one is 20, and next value is what, 30. Just whenever we have just created another list here, list in this case will be an array here, isn't it? It will just only refer to this one. So array is what here, this one. So it will not just create another location for that value. So any modification, now what I have done, I have performed the modification using array, isn't it? ARR, that's the basic array. So that is on this one, isn't it? That is referring to this one. Now, when I have just displayed list, we got 20, 40, 60. Why? Because in the memory, we are having the modified values as these values are doubled. So this is 20, this is 40, and this is 60. So that way we could get the value. So this is what we mean by reference type. Yeah, the same thing works like in functions. Like suppose if you have an array as parameter, I have a function here and I've given here a parameter as list. Okay, and you're performing any operations on that. Let me clear the annotations first. Let's give your array and change that. Yes. Good. So in this function, you can see here that how we can send the array as parameter 1, 2, 3. Now when you're calling the function here, change of list, isn't it? And when you're displaying it, you can see you're getting the values as 2246. I did not return the value also, guys. Why? Because it's of type what? Reference type. When you send the array, it is by default automatically it is of type reference. Good. Yeah, these are some of the fundamental concepts related to how data types are used. Basically, if you understand these things, guys, it's good for you. Like how we can declare what variables of what types and what are the operations we can perform, how it goes. In-depth concepts will be covered in the next sessions to come in this week, guys. Yeah, any queries that you are having, you can just discuss it now. You can just text me in the chat. Yeah, anything related to today's session or data types, you can just text me in the chat.